And hey, baby, you're still the fattest thing I've ever seen. Hey, when it's time to be your monkey club, you get the part. Who's laughing now, Curtis, huh? Huh, Curtis? Who's laughing now? Maybe you ought to take your fat beauty queen there out to dinner tonight, huh? And you can talk about things. You see, people don't make mistakes with danger. You understand that?
Dumb bitch! Dumb bitch, danger!
Okay guys, so yesterday I told you the story of my 00 and the punch to the head I delivered to the really large Mexican man who was trying to rearrange my facial features. In that video I asked you if you enjoyed these Storytime with Curtis things and if you'd like to hear the story of the Keep Your Mother Off the Street fight. You said yes to both, which I appreciate, so here we go. I'm going to tell you guys the Keep Your Mother Off the Street fight story. So it took place not too far from the fields where the story I told you yesterday, the football game, took place. It was at the gym I used to work out at in California. It was on the side of a hill, big gym. And one night, okay guys, so yesterday I told you the old 00 story, you know, the tale of the big Mexican guy who was trying to like Play-Doh my face, like mush it around and stuff, and how I punched him in his very sizable and very solid head. And I asked you guys if you enjoyed these Storytime with Curtis videos, and also if you'd like to hear the story of the Keep Your Mother Off the Street fight. You said yes to both, which I appreciate. So here it is. This is the Keep Your Mother Off the Street fight. Keep Your Mother Off the Street fight story. Now this took place actually just across town from where the story I told you yesterday took place. That was at the football fields at one of the schools. This was at the gym I worked out at the time. It was a boxing gym, kickboxing, had a little bit of everything. It was the boys club in the town in California that I lived in. Now the gym was on the side of a hill and was bordered by some trees, a little wooded area and stuff. So one night I had gone into town. I was on foot. I just went down. I think I went to Wendy's to get some food because there's a real good chance that I would be at Wendy's at any given point. Anyway, so I'm coming back home and I'm walking through past the gym and I see off into the little wooded area there, the brush, like there's a couple guys lighting up, getting high, getting fucked up and stuff. So I'm not paying them any mind. But I go walking by and one of the guys goes, "Hey, motherfucker." So I look over at them and I go, "Keep your mother off the streets and I'll stop fucking her." Now I thought that was a funny line. That's a good line, right? Keep your mother off the streets and I'll stop fucking her. So you would think these guys would go, "Oh, all right, you got us. That's a pretty funny line. Okay, yeah, go about your business. You got us. Good job." No, they wanted to fight about it. So they came charging out of the underbrush there. Turns out it wasn't a couple guys, it was 4. And these 4 guys apparently were, I think they were just envious of my sharp wit and my funny retort because they started beating the shit out of me. And despite what you see in the movies and stuff, 4 on 1 generally never works out well for the one. So I got a couple shots in, but pretty much I was overwhelmed. And bam, there were punches and kicks coming from every direction. And it was like, you know, it's like a swarm of mosquitoes with really powerful stingers because I was getting punched a lot. And I got knocked down. And I went down and I remember I was on my face and I'm trying to cover up because the one guy was either a real Major League Soccer player or a field goal kicker for the Raiders or something because he was kicking me in the ribs so hard that it ended up, it tore, I guess, that cartilage stuff in between a couple ribs, and I still feel it to this day. So it was a pretty good beating they were laying on me. And I'm down there on the ground, and I remember covering up and thinking, oh man, I'm fucked. I hope these guys don't just keep stomping me till I'm dead. And I was bleeding. I cut my head somehow because I remember there was blood dripping down onto the ground as I'm laying there. And all of a sudden, the beating stopped. I'm like, did Batman just show up or something? I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I like peek out, and they just like, I don't know if it was just because they were high or they were afraid they were going to kill me or whatever, but they stopped hitting me, and they're like, it's all a lot of it's a mess because I had a pretty good concussion going and shit. But the next thing I know, the ringleader, I think it was the one who yelled the "Hey motherfucker" and apparently didn't like my humor in return. He stands right over me. Now he's standing right over my head, and he's talking shit to me and to his friends. So I look up and I see him, and back then I was in pretty good shape. I was working out every day and stuff, and I was fairly agile. So and I was a lot bigger than any of these four guys. I shot up. He's standing over me, spread legs. I shot up and put the back of my head right into his nuts. I mean hard. I had a lot of momentum, and bam! He came up. It hurt my head. I hit him so hard. He had very solid testicles, apparently. I hit him, lifted him up off the ground, and he went fadoom, and he lands on the side of the hill. And when I looked down at him, all I could see were white in his eyes. I mean, seriously, his eyes had rolled right in the back of his head, and he's going, making a noise like that, which I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool. So I'm getting ready because it's like there's still 3 more. And right as I think things were about to engage again, we hear sirens. And this is long before the days of cell phones and stuff. And this was in, on the side of the gym. There's not a lot of houses. There were houses, but they were quite a ways off and everything. I seriously doubt anybody had called the cops, but it was just a coincidence that sirens started hitting and they sounded like they were coming our way. So his buddies fucking took off on him. They just left him there. And I was like, I sure as fuck ain't gonna hang around to put a Band-Aid on your ball sack, so I'm out of here too, and I left. And so that was the end of it. So I don't know that certainly can't call that one a win, because again, I still have a remnant injury from it, and it really hurt, and they beat me up a lot. But I can't call it wasn't a squash match. I got a good one in because I don't think that dude ever had kids. And considering that he was probably in his, I don't know what they were, probably late teens, early 20s, and all he was doing is getting high in the woods and talking shit and starting fights, it's probably better that he doesn't propagate his genetic line anyway. But that's the keep your mother off the street fight story. And I still, to this day, I maintain that was an awesome comeback. Put in the same situation, I would do it again. And I would get beat up again. And I'm not even good enough shape to get up quick enough to ram my head into somebody's nuts, but I'd still do it just for the comedic value.